What's the deal, my good peoples? This is Lucky Reacts. I'm your host. You guessed it, Lucky. So glad to have you in the building today. I do appreciate you. We're going to change up a little bit. Let's change up a little bit. If you don't mind, can you like the video now? And subscribe right now, if for those who aren't subscribed. And if you're worried about, like, if I subscribe to this channel and he turns out to be corny or a whack or whatever, all those could possibly be true. But at least you know I'm a nice guy. So just for the fact that you know I'm a nice guy, and I said it, so why wouldn't you believe me if I said it, right? Just because, like, you should subscribe because of that. We don't subscribe to enough people that are just nice people. You know what I mean? Why do you always got to get something in return? Why can't I just be a nice guy? I can be all the things. Corny. It's not going to be funny. It's not going to be a good reaction. I can be lying about something. I can not know what I'm talking about. It can be all those things. But what if I'm just a nice guy? Even though in my opinion those other things aren't true. You know what I mean? That's just, but I'm not, I don't think that about myself. But what if I'm just a nice guy? I think you should subscribe to somebody who's just nice. You know? So yeah, I would love it if you like the video now, subscribe now, and when you enjoy it and feel it, if you feel it, hype the video at the end or hype it now. It depends on whatever you want to do. Anyway, I'm so glad to have you in the building today. I'm doing a group that I've heard this. I heard this name before. I've definitely seen people with the shirts and the merch, right? The band is called 9 Inch Nails. I also, to my understanding, as it was told to me, that there has been debates on if 9 Inch Nails are metal or not, or this song metal or not, right? Some people say no, they aren't metal. That's not metal. Why are you doing this here? Then there's others would be like, no, this is as metal as you can get. This is metal here. I don't care what the other side says. Then there's that side, right? But for those of you who have been in this page long enough, you would know that yes, the majority of the music I'm playing, because I'm learning about it, is metal, for sure. But you also see me venture off into hard rock, classic rock, punk, proto-punk. So I'm going to be borderline, dipping in and out of like genres here and there. Metal for sure, the overall look is going to be metal. But I'm going to venture off and do little things in it that are like metal adjacent, right? So let's not have that debate. Let's just enjoy, just see if I like the song. Let me see how I feel about it. Hopefully you guys like the reaction. And then for those who do like 9 Inch Nails or this song in particular, then let's just have a good time. And for those of you who don't know, like I don't know, and we're learning and experiencing this today for the first time, rock on, man. Rock on. We're together. We see. We're here. Right? So let's get into it. This is 9 Inch Nails. The song is called Wish. Let's get it.
This is the first day of my last day. Build it up, now take it apart. Climbed up real high, now fall and then fall. No need for me to stay, but I sing left. I just threw it away.
Whoa.
I'm thinking God, I'm trusting you. Now there's something more fucked up I can do.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. What is going on? I wasn't prepared. And really, how do you get prepared? That's another question. But whoa. I'm talking about like highs and lows. And the lows don't mean like down, bad, or like the bad parts of no, just like craziness. Let's calm them down, and then let's slap the shit out of them again. Let's calm them down. Then we'll pick them up again, and then we'll sit them down quietly and pat them on the back and say it's gonna be okay. And then we strangle them up again, and we take them, we tuck them. And then we set them down, lay them down, and tuck them in the bed nicely, and kiss them on the forehead and say, "Sweet dreams. It's gonna be a lovely sleep. So I hope you sweet dreams, and you wake up in the morning peaceful." And then grab them, snatch them up again, and then that's what the song is doing. So it's a must. I go back to the beginning because I feel like it. I got to do it. I gotta go to the beginning. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Let me go back. What happened? Why is the dictionary? What happened? Oh, why did this come up? That's what I hate. I'm not using the mouse.
This is the first day of my last day. Build it out, now take it apart. Climbed up real high, now fall and then fall. No need for me to stay, I see left. I just threw it away. I'm feeling young, I'm trusting you. Now there's something more fucked up I can do. We're sharing something real, we're sharing something true.
Go.
We're sharing something real, and that's what I found.
Yeah.
I'm the one without a soul, I'm the one with this big fucking heart. No new telltale, 26 years on my way to hell. Galaxy big time, this fuck.
It's crazy.
Think you're having all the fun, you know me. I hate everyone.
You got that?
We're sharing something real, we're sharing something true.
Man. No.
We're sharing something real, and that's what I found.
Man. Whoa. That's hard.
We're sharing something real, we're sharing something true. We're sharing something real, and that's what I found.
Really good for the view. Wow.
We're sharing something real, we're sharing something true. We're sharing something real, and that's what I found. That's what I found. That's what I found. That's what I
This is crazy. Oh. Yo. 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 Okay. My first introduction to Nine Inch Nails. My first time, obviously, hearing that song, Wish. A couple of questions. Um, well, a statement, then a question. That was insane. I love the, you know what it is too? Me listening to these records, I do so many the reactions every other day, and I'm posting and I'm doing songs and I'm reacting. I'm posting. I do the edit and the thumbnails and all these things. So you do so much outside of the reaction part. Once you watch it back, like on the internet, you're like, oh, I remember I said that. You remember all these things, or you remember what you thought in the moment of the record because you're hearing it, right? But I don't get to sit with them a lot until I'm like in my car. That I like maybe I download Nine Inch Nails album or whatever whatever album this is on, and that's how I kind of like embrace music in its entirety or an artist in its entirety. I do it on reaction channel, then I go get their album and I sit with it and because I do want to learn about the group and all these different sounds. And I also want to make sure that just because I react to something, if I do a reaction that I didn't like, or I feel like uneasy about, or it was okay, I still don't throw the band away because what if that's the one song I don't like on the album? So I make sure to go get. I don't know why I was looking to the side like that, but if that's the one song on the album, oh, let me tell you what happened. So I have my camera screen open, and which I never do. So I don't know why I'm looking at the camera screen when I can look at you guys. It don't make no sense. So just forget that I ever looked sideways. Never mind. Look, so look, crest on that. This was dope. I enjoyed it. What I do want to know is that is this the Nine Inch Nails sound? You know, because the way this record is going, the way they wrote it, musically and the vocal part, right? Is it's it reminds me of like stop and go, basically stop and go in a sense, sound crazy, sound dope. The I love the consistency of the music dropping in and out, then changing tones, even pitch, right? And the voices are pretty much the same throughout, but this is an awesome collection of sounds. And I love where sound decides to break. I don't know if a lot of you feel me or understand me on that. I love that. So hearing this now, I get to experience all that. Knowing where music breaks and why it would break right there. What happened? Was that intentional? What you know what I mean? So yeah, that was dope. That was Nine Inch Nails, Wish. I know a few of y'all like this out there. I love when I play a song that maybe I've never heard of or I haven't experienced, and then I read the comments and so many people love this one record or whatever. So many people was like telling stories about their time in concerts, seeing these people, or the time he signed a T-shirt for them. And they still got the T-shirt, or however it goes for whoever's in the group. But I love that that legendariness of themselves, of who that is. But as far as Nine Inch Nails, I know that. I mean, I only know they're huge, big because I've been hearing their name since they've been a group. I can imagine. You hear Nine Inch Nails, you like, oh yeah, for sure. I may not know their music, but I know the name, and I see the merch all the time. So, damn, that was good. That was good. That was crazy too. I love that stop and go, fast, slow. I loved it. Yeah, that was nice. Thank you to people who suggested that. Thank you to Tahoe for always explaining, always helping me out in the back, in the back, in the behind the curtains. Chappie always helped me with like understanding, or I'll ask him, why shouldn't I play this song? Or why should I react to this song? Well, you should do that song because there's a person on that band that you need to be introduced to him first to his group back then. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I got kind of like a board of people I trust that have been in metal for the entirety of their lives, and then we've bonded over YouTube and became friends. So I have like a little board where it's like they help me with like what songs to pick sometimes, even though, but they're only taking songs from the list. So it's not like I'm ignoring the list to pick up random songs. Like, so it helps a lot. It helps a lot. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited about this journey. I say that all the time, but I really am. I'm learning so much. I'm excited to see what's next. What new food? What new venture? What's the you know what I mean? Like, what's the I, I look. I have plans to do interviews. Let me say this clearly. I have plans to do interviews on my channel, live stream. Um, I reached out to a couple people that haven't responded. So whether they respond or not, I don't know. Maybe, but I would love to start interviewing, like, not just people in metal, but figures in metal or punk or adjacent, right? I would love, because I'm coming from the perspective of I don't have the same cliche questions that other interviewers have, because I have the unique sense of being new here in this space. So I'm going to ask you questions that probably most of these people haven't even thought about in years, because I'm coming from a perspective of, like, metal for sure, but also how do you teach someone who doesn't know, who's learning on the job while I'm in an interview? How do you tell him how to teach me? So I think that'll bring up a real interesting conversation, something that's needed, and also here's the thing. Also, and this is my thought. I also want to show, which I'm sure other blacks have, and maybe they don't care, but I also want to show the importance of being in a space that people deem predominantly white European, and even though they have black people, Asians, and a bunch of different people all over the world like metal. So that's not even a thing. But also, and the American standard, people think it's mostly white European, right? And I have friends and artists that we want to show, like, no, that's not the, you know what I mean? Like, kind of show. I'm glad I got my board. I'm just glad I got my board, my council, because I'm gonna do a lot of work here, a lot of things here, and I want to show the people that we are in this space too, and not just see. Here's the thing too. Now, if you people know who I'm talking to, they know who I'm talking to. They know what I'm talking about. There's a certain kind of look that people think blacks are supposed to look like if they're in metal, right? Not that none of you have to think about this, but to the black people who are listening, who have experienced this, or cats like myself have been outside or adjacent, right? Like, I've watched people say the craziest things about, like, it's like this. Let me explain. I don't want to feel like I'm running on, but this is how I look at it. I've done interviews with people when I was doing music, right? And I'll do an interview with a young lady, and at the end of the interview, she says, wow, she said, thank you for that interview. You were so articulate. You're so, like, you know what I mean? Like, so articulate. I love the way your words are flowing and you didn't run off, and you're so articulate. And I said, thank you, but in my mind, I'm like, what do you mean I'm so articulate? And here's the thing. Did you say that to everybody who did the interview? Or did you say it because I was a rapper, I was a black dude and a rapper, so I wouldn't be professional? Or I wouldn't know how to talk in a business setting? Is it all hip hop that I don't do nothing else? So I took it like that. But what happens is, when you start showing your face in spaces with the respect to the culture of whatever space you're in, people start to see more people in this space, and it starts to light more ideas up. When kids look up and say, "Wow, I didn't know I could be that own a ranch and have a farm and, you know, raise and sell horses or sell cattle or whatever." You know what I mean? They don't know they can do that. A lot of people don't know. So I've done a long enough rant. I'm sorry. You know, sometimes I get to going, especially when it comes from my love of this genre and how we can effectively build it to a broader place. Not because of me. Obviously, I don't know nothing. I mean, just to show for the people that have been following my page who don't. Maybe some people are. There's people, I'm sure, because I have friends who told me. There's people who have listened to my channel, listened to my videos, and they are literally learning metal through my videos. A guy who doesn't know who's learning metal also, right? But the space was comfortable enough. They know me, and they know what kind of friend I am, and so they find the looking for that company around is safe because I provided them with that safe place of like, no, keep it real here. Don't hold your tongue. Speak your truth, but be considerate, right? So yeah, it's an interesting topic, man. My bad, I'm running too long. But anyway, amazing song, man. Shout out to Nine Inch Nails. Shout out to the people who suggested this record. And shout out to all you guys for hanging out this long and standing with me, man. I appreciate you guys always. It's love, it's love, it's love. Rock on.